today, like I said, more on the topic of imperialism, but we'll get into that later. The learning objective for you guys is that we will be able to understand components of political cartoons, specifically on imperialism. Look at other forms of political cartoons. Like I said, they continue to be made today. So showing you guys ones that have been made recently will help you understand kind of the topics that they are made about. First, I want to ask you guys, what are political cartoons? What do we know so far? Have we seen one? What do we think? Anybody shout it out or raise your hand? Audrey B.
I haven't raised my hand.
It looked like you raised your hand. You got an answer for me?
Like animated stuff.
So like a cartoon, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. You're good. Lila?
I've seen the snake one.
What snake one?
Wait, I was just looking at. It's like a snake. Yes. Yeah, the evil one.
The one that's up there.
Yes, that.
Great job. That's a political cartoon. Anybody else? What do we know about political cartoons? Audrey H., what do you know about political cartoons? So are propaganda and political cartoons the same thing?
No.
Why not?
Propaganda can be anything.
How are they different?
Propaganda is just something.
What?
Isn't propaganda usually not true?
Propaganda is true, in a sense that
It depends. Propaganda can be
yeah,
anything.
propaganda can be false, it can be true, but it's more so propaganda tries to elicit feelings in you. So when we look at World War I and World War II propaganda, they'll put a Nazi soldier doing something horribly. And whether or not that happened or didn't happen, the idea is that it makes you angry. That's what that's what propaganda does. It elicits feelings in you. It needs to rally the United States people to want to fight this war, to want to support this war effort. Conversely, political cartoons don't necessarily try to influence you. What political cartoons do is make a statement on a real world issue, whether it be political, social, or economic. So there certainly are some propaganda elements to them, but in reality, propaganda is more directed towards a specific audience with a goal in mind to influence them, where political cartoons are just somebody with a pen and paper making a statement about the world. I could make a political cartoon right now. I could draw, using my lovely artist skills, something about a current event that's happening right now and have a newspaper publish it. I don't care what you think about it. I don't care what you feel about it, what it makes you feel. It is just my opinion, my statement, my worldview on how I see this current event. Now, there are issues that arise with that because it is just a still photo. I'm not there to explain it to everybody that's looking at it, and nor are they explained to everybody that's looking at it. So I have to use things that allow you to know what I'm saying. And those are where symbols come in. As we'll view later, Uncle Sam is a great symbol used for the United States. And when you see all right, bye everybody. Is it the normal bell? What time is it?
47.
Oh yeah.
That's the normal bell.
No.
We played the normal bell.
But so when we see Uncle Sam, it's not actually, I don't want you to, if I draw Uncle Sam, I don't want you to think there's just this random old dude in my drawing. I want you to think of the American people. So when Uncle Sam's there, he symbolizes America. One of you guys will look at a political cartoon later where there's a lion in it. And the lion is widely used to symbolize England. So whenever you see a lion in, like, when we look at the World War I propaganda posters later, like if you see a lion, it's talking about England. So artists use symbols, analogies to mean real world things or to represent real world things. So I'm going to show you guys two political cartoons that were created in the last year. So like I said, these are very much a real world thing. It is not a dying art. They get published regularly. So it's important that we understand like what they are actually meaning. So go ahead, look at the one I'll put up here, jot down some thoughts, see if you can identify what the overall message is, what something specific is representing, all that shenanigans. So as soon as you see something, you think you know what it symbolizes, you think you know what it represents, you think you know what the artist is trying to make a comment on, write it down. Simon, what is something you noticed?
That facts like let down.
What does that represent?
That's like false, so basically it's not true. That people are spreading around.
What people?
I haven't thought of it.
Where is facts not going into? It's labeled on here. Where is facts not going into? Into media inputs. And who's watching the media inputs? Leah? Yeah, America. We have Uncle Sam here representing the American people. And what they're viewing is media. And it's filled with snark, bile, and hysteria. And seems to be lacking the input of facts. Again, like, this artist did not intend to make you feel a specific way. They are commenting on a political issue, on a social issue that they have come across. It is very much like opinionized in what the artist wants to get out of it. Sabi?
This it would like either way, so what specifically is it talking about? It's talking about misinformation.
It's not talking about anything specifically.
Just in general.
Just in general, yes.
That there's a researcher.
I chose politically neutral political cartoon. We got another one here. Just like the last one. See if you can understand what this is trying to say. See if you can identify any symbols, anything that this represents. Avery, what's something you notice? So what does this represent? What political issue are we talking about here? Help her out, Zavi.
This is talking about the government shutdown last year.
Yeah, the government shut down last year. What symbols do we see here? Kenzie. Yeah. Like, obviously, I don't think there's a donkey and an elephant talking about the shutdown.
We're seeing the Democratic and Republican parties.
Yeah, the Democrats here are represented by a donkey, and the Republicans are represented by an elephant. Those are their party mascots. So, like how we saw Uncle Sam, like, we're not actually talking about a random old dude in front of a computer screen. And we're not actually talking about a physical donkey or a physical elephant. We're talking about the Democrats and the Republicans. Those are like clear symbols that like we as an audience should be able to identify. And the clear symbols that we can't identify, like this random dude standing in the middle, like is clearly identified. He's a government employee. It says that right there. So like the idea that if something isn't particularly like labeled, we as an audience should know who that is. And if we don't, like, we may have to look up like what is a donkey doing in a political cartoon, and you'll probably find the answer. Now let's get on to our topic of imperialism, the topic at hand. Most, like infamously, political cartoons are used during this age of imperialism to not only explain world events, to make comments on world events, but also to justify them. Like how we viewed the white man's burden and the speech by McKinley and by Prime Minister Jules. There are a lot of justifications to these imperialist aspirations. And we'll see that in these political cartoons that people try to justify their actions here. So let's take a look at this first one. Do the same thing. Jot down anything you identify, anything you notice, anything that's being represented, any symbols you see. Tinsley, what's something you noticed?
There's
Three people have knives. What are they doing with those knives?
one of them stabbing
And what is the circle thing? It's China. And this obviously, like, when we look at intended audience, we are not the intended audience because we don't speak whatever language this is in. It is not in English, but we can tell that that probably says China. Let's see. Hold on, Liam. I'll come back to you. Let's see if we can identify who these people are. Who is this woman right here? What? Britain. Again, like, this is not meant to be just a random old lady at this party. Like, this is meant to be represent the Queen and therefore all of Britain. Who do we have next? Germany. You have the slides pulled up.
I can tell her.
Again, same thing with it's not just some random old dude in a cool helmet. Zavi, who do we have next?
That's Russia, then after France, and then Japan, and then finally China and then Africa.
All right. Just like how Tinsley said, we got knives. They are carving up the literal pie that is China. Like, it looks like pizza crust. And as we can see, China does not have a say in what's happening. We have these world powers down here. If you guys remember from the French Rev, that cool red hat that all those citizens and citizenesses wore to symbolize their support of the French Rev. So that's like how we identified France. Liam.
I think a French political artist probably knew this because they depicted France very nicely.
Yeah. And like we have over-exaggerated features here on the Queen and the Kaiser. Russia looks very handsome, if I do say so myself. But yeah. What is the message of this political cartoon? Positive or negative? Hold on, Tom. Like if this is commenting on the supposed carving up of China, does it do so positively or negatively? Zam.
It's talking negatively about how great powers treated China in what we now know as the center of humiliation.
Yeah, like I think you could lean both ways in this. Because while I think like obviously what's happening is not good, there are also some like racist characteristics being portrayed in the Chinese gentleman in the back. Some like stereotypical things about him. So while this person may like not support the event that's happening, they may also like still not see Chinese people as like equal to the world powers here. Let's do another one. Brady Whitehurst, what do you see?
It's like England puts its hands everywhere. Like they step into everyone's issues.
Okay. If there's two things I know about octopi, it's that they have 8 tentacles and that they live in the water. So I don't think there could have been a more perfect depiction of England here than an octopus who is stretching its many limbs all over the world, expanding its naval empire, and like it's a nasty beast. It's not an octopus, it's a weird guy's head with like 15 limbs. So whoever the artist is portraying this in a negative light. One more here. Kaylee, what do we see?
It looks like all those countries are just kind of like stealing and grabbing whatever land they want.
What countries are there?
Britain, Germany, and Russia.
Russia. So while they do have identifying features, like the helmet we saw on the other gentleman, in instances where it may not be as obvious, the artist will make it clear. A lot of the political cartoons you guys will look at, like the people being depicted will have like a sash on that will say the country that they are. So like be on the lookout for those as you guys go off on your own. Zavi, is this in a negative or a positive light?
It's a mostly negative light of the Great Game and the Scramble for Africa.
Why do you say negative?
Because it says grab bag. That's like a negative term. It's
I agree.
Implying that they're stealing.
They're stealing, and they are the only 3 people depicted. Nobody that they are stealing from is depicted or appears to have a say in this political cartoon.
I mean,
So,
it's also missing a
couple world powers, yeah. So maybe this was written by somebody, maybe this was written by a French person who doesn't want to depict their country negatively. All right. What